Tell me what it means. Why?
Yeah?
Tell me what it means.
Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
Okay, let's just try matchmaking. We don't have the Eclipse. He said Eclipse, so... Where's Eclipse? Where's Eclipse? I used Eclipse before, now where? No, I'm just gonna... Okay. Let's change back to Shelly. We have 4 Shellys.
Custom trinkets sparked a massive debate for the skin. Then there's Sandy. Players instantly labeled him a chronic killer because his invincibility is way too overpowered, leaving the creator to actually nerf him. Finally, Ani, a flamingo floaty with a dark secret. A leaked note reveals he needs to be fixed. His sleep form just sits crying in a corner, debuffing anyone who gets too close. Eventually, something would be made. Man just predict the next Dandy's world civil unit.
Yeah? Yeah.
Dominus items are known for one thing, being insanely expensive or rare, but this one was different because it wasn't a reward, it was a wish. A few years ago, a player who was seriously ill had one dream, to get his own Dominus in Roblox. And through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that dream actually reached Roblox. Surprisingly, they agreed and created a custom Dominus, made only for him. Its name was Dominus Azure, a name chosen for a reason. Azure means a bright blue sky, and light represents hope. It was inspired by a poem he wrote during his battle, a battle that lasted 5 years, since he was just 7 years old, and the Dominus was given to him on a rare blue moon, making it even more symbolic, something no other player in the world could ever get. But not everyone was happy about it. Some players started saying, It's unfair. Why does he get a free dominance? And the worst part, people started spreading hate, calling it fake, even trying to hack him. The community was divided. Those who supported him and those who were angry. What should have been a good moment turned into another Roblox controversy. This
But the genie is in this position and he tells you that he's going to work. Did you know Spain is the country with the strangest borders? On the map, it looks like Spain has only two land neighbors, France and Portugal. But in reality, there are many more. Just the border with France creates a few unusual oddities. For example, the town of Libya, which lies entirely within French territory, only 2 kilometers from the border, but it is Spanish territory. This phenomenon is called an enclave, and moving further west, we'll find an even more surprising case, Pheasant Ridge. Long ago, Spain and France couldn't agree on how to divide the island because the border ran right through the middle, so they decided to take turns owning it. For the first half of the year, the island belongs to Spain, and for the second half, the border shifts and it becomes French territory. There is also another neighbor hidden between Spain and France, Andorra. It's one of the smallest countries in the world, with a population of about 80,000 and almost half the size of New York City. But Spain has another hidden neighbor, and it's much larger, the United Kingdom. Even though Britain lies far to the north, it holds an overseas territory at the very southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula, Gibraltar, which for centuries has been a point of dispute between Spain and the UK, as it controls access to the Mediterranean through the Strait of Gibraltar. The strait itself divides 2 continents, Europe and
Hey man, my computer's on fire. Oh, that's a 911 call, not a PC Papa call. Hey, not literally. My temps are out of control. Oh, okay. Define out of control. The CPU is on 100 degrees Celsius. All right, let me see your space heater. Man, I just don't get it. I've got tons of airflow. No, you don't. I don't follow. There's 9 fans in the case. Where's your side panel? Oh, I threw that away, Zach. Can I ask you a serious question? This is going to end really badly for you. Why do manufacturers claim they have great airflow and then seal off the case? Are you under the assumption that by taking the side panel off, you're getting more airflow into your case? It's basic science, Zach. You don't have to be a rocket doctor. I'm starting to think you're just sharing in a Zach costume. Look, hold your hand out and breathe like this. Now do it like this. Which one was better? The second one. That's because you focused more air on your hand. Sealing the case and having proper exhaust and intake creates guided airflow. Cool air is pulled in and hot air gets pushed out. So, what do I do if I want some side panel? The old PC Papa's poor-man panel trick, eh? Hey man, my computer's on. Why? I can't seem to get rid of this disgusting duckling. I punched him off, but he purled back. I took away his pearl, but he grew vines to save himself. I even replaced the block he was standing on with a cobweb so he couldn't grow any vines. But since it was night, I was able to place a bed and sleep. But I think I finally came up with something that is foolproof. Ducky, have fun in adventure mode, where you can no longer place blocks, water, or lava. You're finally a doomed duck. What are you doing? I mean, you only delayed your death by like 10 seconds. I don't have time for this. This lever will trigger a command block that will make sure that you're still in adventure mode, clear your effects, and delete every single block in the world, including these command blocks. Place can be turned to any final word. What? You want to bring your dog? Huh? How's your house there? No, I'm pretty sure I would have noticed if this was here the entire time. Whatever. Let your dog go. It's not like you could possibly do anything to escape anyway. This is the part where I tell you I don't have a dog, but I do have an escape plan. Okay, now I'm just gonna need to get really lucky. I have a feeling that you're gonna try something here. So I added another command block to take away any items that you have in your inventory. So I'm gonna pull this lever and watch you become a deceased duckling in 3, 2, wait, is that someone who isn't subscribed? What? No, it isn't. Got him. Okay, please leave now. Did you see that? I totally outplayed you. There's nothing you can do to get rid of me. I can't see. If I
5-year-old boy disappeared after his dad took him away from his mother. For years, police hid dead ends across different states, while his mom kept hoping the boy she lost was still alive. But Julian grew up under a different name and had no idea his real identity was listed in a missing children database. Then, at 18, he tried to apply for college. His social security number did not match his name, so a school counselor helped him look it up. That is when he found out the life he knew was built on a lie. He had been missing for 13 years, and his mother finally learned her son was alive. A 5-year-old boy disappeared after his dad took him away from his mother. For years, police hid dead ends across different states. They kept hoping the boy she lost was still alive. And had no idea his real identity was listed in a missing children database. Then, at 18, this song is... What if USA stayed as a British colony like Canada? So firstly, France sold Louisiana to USA because it was at war with Britain. It wanted money, and it knew that Britain can easily take Louisiana anyways. However, if USA was British, then France would have no option but to sell to its other enemies like Russia or Portugal. So at least Britain can't get it, meaning Britain would be even powerful by the 1900s when it's facing Germany. However, after war, as British Empire slowly disintegrated, modern USA would be just these few colonies. Louisiana would probably be its own country, while Mexico would just have an entire East Coast as its land would not be taken by USA. What if you...
Don't open it. Hey, man, I'm gonna power my gaming PC with AA batteries. I wouldn't call that a gaming PC anymore. And what? No electric bill off the grid, baby. You know what already runs on a battery? What? A laptop. I don't want a laptop. I want my PC. Okay, Steam Deck. I don't want a Steam Deck. I want a PC. Batteries. Why? Because I can, Zachary. It's a free country. That's the worst reason to do anything. Do you know how much power your PC uses? Oh, you know, a little 500 watts. Your PC eats 500 watts. One AA battery has like 4 watt hours. That's your PC on full blast for less than a second per battery. Sounds like a job for 4 batteries. You need like 50 batteries, and they'd all be dead in minutes. So 50 batteries, and I'm gaming. Got it. For 5 minutes. Your house only takes electricity from the wall and converts it.
Really excited to announce that together with Savannah, we are going to be launching South Africa's Festival of Comedy coming in September 2026. We're here to answer any questions that you might have today. Trevor, throughout the years, you've been going from brush cuts to G-scope. All of a sudden, you're Afro-Man. Did you do it for prestige? Okay, fake news.
beeping! It's beeping! Mom! Why are they going mental?
Maybe they want to check.
I also want chow.
For a sandwich. Okay, enough with my meal. What did you say? Huh? Seriously, please. Right back Sunday next week Friday. Bring your doubles and your Thank you.
Good night. Yeah, bye bye. Sure. I'm hungry.
Chips.
Like you had a lot of chips.
Oh yeah.
Did you practice your skipping yet?
What do you mean?
Where's the road?
I don't know. Here. Here's the road. Here's the. Pointy bob. Oh, people. Oh, people. Oh, you.
Mom, skip it. Mom's a pro. Right?
Yeah.
You have to become a pro.
No.
You have to practice, but you haven't been practicing.
So that means I have to practice for longer?
You have to practice every day.
Yeah, no.
Yes, Mom.
Kaiplushy, what's Kaiplushy? It's beeping! Electricity mode.
Why, when your beep sticks, when you just switch it off?
Well, okay.
Did you know that it's possible for a Pokemon to have no type? Like, instead of being a fire type or a water type, they're just, I don't know, sauceless? What's the term for it? Typeless? Typeless makes sense. When a Pokemon has no type, it means it has no weaknesses and also no resistances, which I guess also makes sense. But how can you get this to happen? There's a couple ways, but the one I want to talk about today is through a special move called Burn Up. Burn Up can only be used by a Pokemon that is the fire type. It does a ton of damage, but after it's used, the Pokemon loses access to the typing. Now, if a Pokemon is, say, Fire and Dragon that uses Burn Up, then afterwards they'll only be Dragon. But what happens if they're only Fire type? Well, as you probably have guessed by this point, it becomes typeless. And actually, there was a brief period of competitive Pokemon where people did this intentionally. See, Arcanine was one of the best Pokemon during the early years of Sun and Moon, and the problem was that Arcanine has a couple weaknesses. So some players used Burn Up as kind of its rationalization before it existed. They gave up Arcanine's Fire typing, and gave up all of its weaknesses. Now, in the end, this was more of a fad than anything, because the problem is Burn Up can only be used by a Fire-type Pokemon, and so if you're no longer Fire-type, you have no more attack that you can use. I do think it's pretty cool that it happened, even for a little bit.
It's beep! Oh yeah, I have to turn it off myself.
Why are you whispering?
Okay, but what is the best option?
To avoid getting blind, well, you need a thick pillow or a blanket to cover your face from the light. If you have neither, you're kind of cooked. A group of blind men touched an elephant for the first time. One touched its leg and said, "An elephant is like a tree." Another touched its ear and said, "No, it's like a fan." The third reached for the tail. "You're both wrong. It's like a rope." Soon they were arguing, each one completely sure he was right. Nobody backed down, and the louder they got, the less they listened. But none of them had touched the whole animal. They were not lying. They were not stupid. They were just holding one small part and calling it the entire truth. Most arguments in the world look exactly like this. A group of blind men. Most players just... What if there was a song?
My game rage baits you every time you die. Let me explain. In games where players can kill each other, designers must figure out how to give important info to the killer and the victim. But how? Well, they simply send it in a death message. But every game misses this important detail. When players die in PvP games, they become more emotional. The list is empty. So I went to my community for some ideas, and they voted. Now when you die, the game says, "Sucks to suck," or "I'm disappointed in you, son." But what if you could send...
Kids was living the good life by buying luxury cars, designer bags, exposed his deepest secret, mentioning all the luxury things, but the secret is something you won't even
Yeah, it's literally just simplify things here. Don't worry so much about, well, what if it fakes out on me? It might. If it does fake out, be patient and react again.
I'm going to find the most useless emoji, not the least popular emoji. I'm talking about if this emoji disappeared tomorrow, literally nobody would care. I got this idea from Royal Pear. He said this was the most useless emoji. But then I read his comments, and people were actually finding ways to use it. Like someone commented, "How I feel after work." Then they used the levitating man. So clearly, this emoji isn't that useless. Which means it's only right that I do my own searching. And this was actually harder than I thought, because every emoji I looked at, someone somewhere could probably use it. Like this one. At first glance, I thought this was literally just a white rectangle, but apparently it's a computer mouse, which means somebody out there is definitely using this. But then I finally found an emoji that genuinely means nothing. What even is this? Like seriously, how do you even use this in a sentence? I'm going to find the most...
What happens when the copper golem oxidizes when it's in the void? Better yet, what happens if you do it at the height limit? I have been wondering this for a while. This whole place test. So let's start at the height limit, because not only will it be easier, but I believe it can actually place itself, because there are data packs to extend the height limit. So maybe it'll just bypass that? I don't know. Let's figure out what happens. Boom, tick rate's all the way up. He's gonna oxidize really quickly. Time lapsing. These things really take forever to oxidize, don't they? I have it in speed. No, we're just gonna summon a new one that's already very oxidized. Boom, there he is, and he will turn into a block any moment now. It's been a little while and he's not changing, so let me spawn one down here below the height limit. Maybe it's just not changing. He immediately changed down here. Wait, are you invincible? Wait, he's not oxidizing because he's at the height limit. Whoa, find another one and then almost immediately. That's crazy. I wonder what happens in the void. Let's go! Okay, I'm gonna summon him quickly. Get on here, and get down there quick. No, get down there quick before you oxidize. No, darn it. Okay, now what's gonna happen to him? Well, I do not know what's gonna happen. I'll give him 2 minutes. Time lapse. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess I'm like,
for itchy skin.
Anything can happen, except for swearing. Anything can happen, except for swearing.
This Russian engineer spent 6 years in his garage building a real-life Iron Man suit. And what he's pulled off shouldn't even be possible. This isn't just a normal cosplay. He invented his own technology to make it work. The arms have artificial hydrogen muscles wired to his own. So when he flexes, the suit flexes with him. The arms shoot real plasma blasts. Hydrogen explosions so fast the camera can't even catch them. And just like Tony Stark's arc reactor, the whole thing runs on a personal hydrogen reactor he built from scratch, splitting water into fuel that powers the muscles, the blasts, and hand torches hitting over 3,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt steel off his palm. He sculpted every arm piece from clay, 3D scanned his own body, then reinforced reinforced it all with Kevlar and carbon fiber. And he also holds the world record for the first retractable lightsaber. And he says the suit is only 70% done. Imagine what the final version looks like. This Russian engineer spent 6 years in his garage building...
These are 5 countries that don't fit on just one continent. And number 5 might surprise you the most. The country at number 1 is Russia. The world's biggest country stretches all the way from Europe into Asia. Moscow, that's Europe. Travel east, cross the Ural Mountains, and suddenly you're in Asia, all without leaving the same country. At number 2 is Turkey. The entire country lies on both Europe and Asia. But here's the amazing part. Its largest city, Istanbul, sits right on the dividing line. One side of the Bosphorus is Europe, the other is Asia. Cross the bridge, and you've switched continents in just minutes. Number 3 is Egypt. Most of the country is in Africa, famous for the Nile and the pyramids. But the Sinai Peninsula, connected by the Suez Canal, belongs to Asia. So Egypt is one of the rare nations that truly belongs to 2 different continents. At number 4 comes...
For 15 years, Maria walked the same postal route through Riverside Gardens retirement community. She knew every resident by name, every routine, every visitor. Then things started changing. Mrs. Chen stopped coming to her mailbox. Her nephew was suddenly handling everything. Mr. Rodriguez's new caregiver intercepted his Social Security checks. 3 different elderly residents had the same handwriting on their outgoing mail. Maria noticed bank statements being redirected, bills going unpaid, confused seniors asking about missing pension checks. She could have minded her own business, delivering...
No one. Me being born. Wow, I have a lot of people to disappoint. Pokemon be like, hey, my name is Misty, I am 11. What a coincidence, I am 11 too. 23 years later. Hey, my name is Serena, I am 11. What a coincidence, I am 11 too. Ash's hat stands for staying 10, getting women, winning the Pokemon League, catching them all. Remember that time when Ash's adventure almost ended? If you ever feel useless, just remember Ash tried throwing hands with Mewtwo. The fact that Mewtwo had to block means he knew Ash's guns were real threats. The moment Ash realized that there are better things to do than catching Pokemon. Surely by now we all know this boy goes to the gym. Technically he goes to several gyms. The original Pokemon had no chill. Mom, it's me. Hi honey, tell me what's new. I lost the league. I said tell me what's new. Can someone explain what Bulbasaur is up to? When you are 47 and still trying to catch them all. I resisted the urge to say 6-7 because last time I got too much criticism in comments. James treats his Pokemon right and I love that. Why is the student team Rocket again? I love James.
This is one of the funniest termination attempts the Foundation ever ran on SCP-682, because instead of throwing acid, explosives, or another monster at it, they tried something much dumber. They tried finding a solution. The Foundation used SCP-2855, known as Mr. Money, one of Dr. Wondertainment's little misters. Mr. Money's whole thing is that he can do whatever his body genuinely believes he can do. So the O5 Council kept it secret. They purchased him as a man who can permanently destroy SCP-682, and will do so immediately upon completion of this transaction, which honestly sounds airtight. If belief is all that matters, this should have been the cleanest test they ever ran. But the moment the transaction was complete, Mr. Money vanished. No sound, no warning, just gone. Presumably off to handle the one job he had just been paid for. So the Foundation waited, and hour later, not victorious, not covered in anything, just standing there looking dazed and confused, with no memory of where he had been or what had happened. Then Mr. Money sent the O5 Council member a note and vanished. The note read,
Dr. Wondertainment offers the sincerest apologies for the unanticipated malfunction of your Mr. Money TM. We will be working to correct this error in future products.
Meanwhile, Mr. 2 was absolutely fine. He was just chewing in his giant pool of hydrochloric acid. The Foundation literally tried to buy SCP-682's death and got a customer service apology instead. You might have never seen the real version of most people, because the second humans feel watched, they stop acting like themselves. There's a real psychological effect where people instantly change their behavior the moment they feel observed. A person walking normally suddenly fixes their posture. Someone alone in an elevator immediately pretends to check their phone the second another person enters. People become quieter, slower, and more careful without even realizing it. But the creepiest part is that it even happens when nobody is actually there. In a real experiment, researchers placed full confidence above an honesty box, and people suddenly became far more honest, even though nobody was watching them at all. Your brain is so terrified of being judged that even the illusion of observation changes how you act. And once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere. The way people instantly change when a camera points at them. The way entire crowds suddenly act normal the second attention is on them. So the real question is, if people change this easily when they think they're being watched, then how often are you seeing the real version of someone? You might have never seen the real version of most people, because the second humans feel watched, they stop acting like themselves. There's a real psychological effect where people instantly change their...
Still using your personal account for business.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
450 cans of Dr. Pepper a day. I just got my daily Dr. Pepper delivery. I ordered from 450 cans, and this should last me till about 8 p.m. I've never once seen a water. You only trust Dr. Pepper. There's exactly 160 gallons of Dr. Pepper in here. I tend to do 2 intervals with 4 laps a day. But when Kia's doctor told him to cut back, he found a loophole. My doctor suggested I stay with 1 can of Dr. Pepper a day. So I thought when I got this, 1 can a day, and not only does it bring me happiness, brings the most important thing, both doesn't bother calories. Dr. Pepper isn't just a drink to Kia, it's everything. Who needs a girlfriend when you got Dr. Pepper? She'll never cheat on me or make me cry. I eat it with my cereal, my eggs. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend toothpaste. So assuming a 1 out of 10 recommends Dr. Pepper, so it's exactly right. Dr. Pepper's made with 23 flavors. They all taste like one thing. Let's use this video.
A man wins a $50 million lottery jackpot. The very next day, he files for divorce, abandons his wife and 2 kids, and moves to a private island alone. His family is destroyed. The story goes viral, and the internet ruins his reputation, calling him the most selfish scumbag on earth. He posts pictures every day drinking champagne on a yacht, ignoring his kids' texts, begging him to come home. The world hated this guy, but 2 years later, his wife gets a knock on the door from a lawyer holding a will. The man is dead. He didn't abandon them out of greed. On the exact day he won the lottery, he was diagnosed with a highly contagious, incurable disease that causes a slow, painful death. He staged the awful divorce so his family would hate him and refuse to visit. He died completely alone to save them from catching him, while secretly leaving the entire $50 million. A man wins a $50 down here right now. Trisha brought her, and she's...
He folded the cardboard into a small box, then poked a hole through one side. The tiny hole funneled light rays into straight paths, creating an upside-down image inside the box. And the chemically treated ones light caught that light, burning the image onto them, turning the cardboard into a camera. You see, he built it.
That's what I'm saying. Do they get it back from every week? Because I actually lost that. I went to go get no. Because I went to
Inside these camps. He folded the cardboard.
from my take. I ended up going to the pavilion to drink other shoes. Other chocolate food and drink water. Drink water. It's what I just think and
Everyone's wall is one step big. You can simply just walk around it. Everyone's wall is one step big. You can simply just walk around.
A man wakes the police at his door. His car is covered in dents and blood. He was intoxicated the night before and blacked out. So when they say he struck a little girl, he breaks down and confesses. For 20 years in prison, guilt destroys him. He writes her parents daily, begging for forgiveness, but gets no reply. Released a broken man, he travels to their remote farmhouse to apologize in person. Finding the house abandoned, he steps inside to leave his final letter on the table, but freezes. A noise is coming from beneath the floorboards. He pulls back a rug, opens a hidden cellar door, and climbs into the dark. Sitting there is a 26-year-old woman. It's the little girl. She was never hit. Her doomsday cultist parents faked the tragedy, framed him with animal blood, and locked her underground to hide her from the outside world. He drops to his knees, realizing he spent 20 years in a cage mourning a girl who was never dead. A man wakes the police at his door. His car is covered in dents and blood. He was intoxicated the night before and blacked out. So when they say he struck a little girl, he breaks down and confesses. For 20 years in prison, guilt destroys him. He writes her parents daily, begging for forgiveness, but gets no reply. Released a broken man, he travels to their remote farmhouse to apologize in person. Finding the house abandoned, he steps inside to leave his final letter on the table, but freezes. A noise is coming from beneath the floorboards. He pulls back a rug, opens a hidden cellar door, and climbs into the dark. Sitting there is a 26-year-old woman. It's the little girl. She was never hit. Her doomsday cultist parents faked the tragedy, framed him with animal blood, and locked her underground to hide her from the outside world. He drops to... A man once heard sounds from space that nobody could explain. In 1969, astronaut Eugene Cernan was orbiting the far side of the moon, completely cut off.
Nowadays, Japan is all kawaii and a tourist hotspot. But do you know about their evil and simply demonic recent history? Flashback to Japan's military government was in full aggressive expansion mode. And the next step on their conquest, the Chinese capital at the time, Nanjing. When the Japanese rolled in, local defenses collapsed fast. The Chinese surrendered. But as you might know, the Japanese soldiers were told that surrender is shameful. So when the Chinese soldiers laid down their weapons, the Imperial Army basically saw them as not even worth treating like humans. And what followed? A story of bananas, berries, blackberries, and raspberries.
Too much, and it's like, you could have had the sandwich.
But every night at exactly 2:14 a.m., the bear would somehow end up sitting in a different room. The parents thought their son was moving it until they checked the security camera. In the footage, nobody touches the bear. But at 2:14, its head slowly turns towards the hallway by itself. The creepiest part is what happened next. When the father picked up the bear to throw it away, he found a small voice box hidden inside. But it didn't play a toy sound. In a cracked whisper, it said, "Don't leave me alone with her."
You're trapped in the digital circuit of food, no water, and chat. How long will you be there for?
The man spent 18 years building a massive underground bunker because he believed aliens were coming. His family thought he was insane. His wife left. His son stopped speaking to him, but he didn't care. Every dollar he made went into steel doors, and booth, oxygen tanks, and surveillance screens tracking the skies day and night. He became obsessed with conspiracy forums claiming the invasion would begin with lights in the sky and emergency alerts. Then one night, it happened. Phones across the city started blaring alarms. Massive flashes lit the sky while loud booms shook the ground. His heart dropped. After decades of being mocked, he believed he was finally right. He sealed himself inside the bunker, shaking for hours, waiting for the end of humanity. But nothing came. No invasion, no destruction. Eventually, confused and terrified, he climbed back outside. The city was completely fine. Crowds stood in the streets, staring upward in awe. A nearby TV revealed the truth. A rare meteor shower had triggered emergency alerts and sonic booms across the region. As everyone admired the once-in-a-lifetime event, the man realized he had wasted 18 years, preparing for a disaster that never existed.
What happens if you connect Switch 1 controllers to the Switch 2? Obviously, they do come back as was indeed an advertised feature, but there's a little mystery I want to figure out today with you all. So you see, at first I figured out... Oh, hold on. 15,000 subscribers to Charles. A mere 15,000. We shall grow in number. Anyway, not only that, but you can control both the Switch 1 and Switch 2 Joy-Con at the same time, so games actually decide the colors of the Joy-Cons. I wonder what the Switch 2 Joy-Con colors will be when I sync them up, the inside color or not. And the answer is, okay, dark gray, hooray! What if you connect Switch 1 controller to the Switch 2?
I like how Michigan's garden view completely disappeared. We all know Arthur and Delilah are the creators behind Garden.
I know what I'm gonna do. You know what time it is? Discord time.
Did you know the word soccer is not an American word? Back in the 1800s, England had two different versions of football.
One was called rugby football, and the other was association football. And students at Oxford had a weird habit of shortening words and adding to the end. So rugby became rugger, and association became soccer. The word came from the middle of association. So for decades, British people used the word soccer, too. It only became seen as American much later. So,
This Brawl Stars YouTuber is about to delete his 100,000 trophy account because of a bet he entered exactly 1 year ago. The YouTuber you're seeing is named Andres.
hey, can I get 12 eggs, please? Sure. Hey, so what if instead of saying 12 eggs, we started saying a dozen eggs? Yeah, I don't care. Just give me the eggs, please. Why did you for that man? Oh, stopping that guy from inventing the word dozen. You see, I'm a time traveler. Sounds like an important job. In the year 3500, we've come to realize how much collective time we've wasted on words with needless extra syllables. So you go back in time to stop them from being invented? Yeah, what's cool is every time we get rid of one of them, we gain like a year or so of technological progress. Here, check this out. What's happening? It's apparently trying to like figure shit out. Oh, cool. I have a jetpack now. Whee! Yeah, cool. See? Thanks. Anyway, I'm not going to assassinate the guy who invented the word inflammable. Thanks. Inflammable. Thanks. Just say flammable. I mean, I say that. I just invented the word inflammable. I should go tell everyone. Whoa, I'm a little too high for this. You mean, long story short, nature, go back in time to stop people from inventing words with needless extra syllables. Saves us time, increases our technological advancement and stuff. Did I explain that well? Not really. Basically, I got assassination. Sorry. Oh, assassinate. What does that mean? It means, why don't you just say kill? Oh, shit. Okay, are you a different guy, or do you just have glasses now? Whatever, dude. I have to clean up because you invented what? Hey, yo, I'm Alexander Graham Bell, and I just invented the telephone. Now there's a time traveler here. This is a big day for me. Hey, go ahead and check out my shirt. I got tired of explaining it every time, so I just have it just display on my shirt. So just go ahead and read that. I should explain everything. I just let's get started. I wasn't done. Okay. You're calling a telephone, so I gotta kill you. But I also invented the actual telephone, so doesn't that sort of conflict with your whole motivation of technological advancement? That's a really good point. Yeah, the premise of this whole thing is kind of flawed. Also, you don't have to kill me. I could just call it. Why have I just been killing people? I'm just a time traveling nerd. What are you gonna work for? What's the lore here? It's me, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna get. Let's just call it. Alright. Oh, the document. Yes. I'm gonna call the telephone anyway. I'm the villain of this video. Hey.
You can actually swap the inside of the diamonds for diamond blocks. The beacon will be fully functional, but your friend will have no idea that his pyramid has been deconstructed. But if you have no friends, it's okay because you can actually troll villagers, because whenever a raid begins, villagers will rush to ring the bell. But we can control the bell by setting up a lava trap below the bell. But when you start a raid, as the villagers try to ring the bell, the villagers will horrifically burn to death because of you.
Germany is about to change European borders, but not like this. You see, Eastern European countries basically hate themselves. Some say they are actually Central European, while some want to become Nordic. But there's this thing in Germany where people basically name other places. And according to them, this is how the Eastern Europe looks like. Western Europe contains these countries, this is Southern Europe, and Northern Europe has all these countries. The rest of them are actually Central Europeans. Anyways, tell me if you like the new borders. Tiny lines are cut into the egg and filled or they're seated smooth and painted so the cracks are invisible. The eggs are placed on a metal countertop, heated by propane burners with small air tubes hidden under.
The origins of popular meme in this video is from the Marvel Netflix series The Punisher, released in 2017. John Bernthal plays Frank Cass, a veteran who lost his entire family. In the scene, Frank wakes up from a nightmare, drenched in sweat, screaming in pure panic. Internet started using it for any moment when you realize you made a mistake 1 second too late. This video is from Paku Jalur, a traditional Indonesian boat racing festival. A boy stands completely calm on the bow in sunglasses, doing slow, smooth arm movements, while men row behind him with everything they had. People started recreating his moves, and athletes did it after winning. The origins of popular meme.
Joe is the best. There he is. Who's our grumpy little guy? Okay, I like this. Nice and simple. It's kind of giving me Wally vibes. Oh, he's smiling. Okay, Denmark, you're winning so far. I don't like it. What is this freaking funny thing doing? And why is it coming up toward me? What is that thing, please? Now get it off the screen. What is this? Joe is the best. There. Hey, Bishop, do that funny sea lion thing for me.
Jackson soon push on third.
So what?
I'm not gonna do it.
Come on. Do you have no whimsy left in you?
No.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Okay, I'll do it. Stop. You're making my head hurt.
Hey, Bishop, you're here to gloat about your win. If you're ever in a game of cards, combine them. And not because it jams up the relay because you want to annoy people, but because it lets you skip the entire game. Because if you're sitting in the card and spawn and annoy them, this can happen. Or whatever this is. But if the stars align, by spinning jump, you can fly going straight up. Using any movement keys lets you walk around as if you were on the ground. And by increasing the card speed, you walk faster. Just don't slow down too far. If you're ever in a game,
Hey man, I upgraded my graphics card, but nothing changed. Did you buy the same GPU? No, my FPS didn't go up at all. Okay, that's weird. What were you getting before? 120 FPS max, and sometimes bloody lasts. And how much are you getting now? It's still 120 FPS, but it's super steady now. Am I bottlenecked? Nope, that's way too consistent to be a bottleneck. Open your settings. I haven't changed anything though. Why do you have this? Zach, it's called G-Sync. It prevents screen tearing. No, it's a setting in a game that caps your FPS to your monitor's refresh rate. What does that do? It prevents screen tearing. That's what I just said. Look, G-Sync and FreeSync happen on the monitor. FreeSync is done on the computer, and that's why your frames are warped. Turn it on. Holy crap. That was it? Yeah. Thanks for subscribing. Hey,
Nobody listened to his music, yet he was making $1 million a year, all thanks to his dedicated fans who lived right here on his computer. He uploaded hundreds of thousands of AI-generated songs to Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube. He used thousands of bots to stream them billions of times. And to stay on the radar, he spread the streams across all the songs instead of bumping them. He kept it going for 7 years, $8 million, which he now has to pay back and faces 5 years in prison. Nobody listened to his music, yet he was making $1 million a year from it.
This guy came across a cheater, but just as he was about to report him, he realized something crazy. Because when streamer Levy Rodman was playing in a huge online tournament, he turned on focus mode, typed the name of his opponent, but when the game started, his opponent played a strange opening.
Strange.
However, as the game continued, his opponent continued to play strange moves.
Vibe isn't weird. It's the idea behind. I still don't understand the point of these moves. I still don't understand the point.
After he moves, he realized that his opponent was completely outplaying him. Very low key, but I
Teachers when you come late to class. Teachers when they come late to class. When you're eating in class and the teacher comes to your desk. When you're hungry in class and get called to the board. KFC when your favorite teacher shouts at you for the first time. Boys in my class when they get a new haircut. Math teachers when you didn't use their method to solve the problem. When parents help with homework. If Jimmy had 5 damn apples, when everyone says that you will fail in 3 subjects, so you prove them wrong and fail in every subject. How it feels when you're about to present and the teacher is trying to quiet down.
I'm good.